Hi everyone, welcome to our latest video. Really pleased to be able to show you on this gorgeous sunny afternoon this equally gorgeous Yamaha YZF R6. And what an absolutely stunning machine this is. Of all the R6s we've sold in the past, and indeed of all the R6s we've been asked to source from existing customers, it's this timeless combination of black and gold that always seems to be the most sought after. And this particular bike has to be the cleanest example of this bike, regardless of colour, anywhere in the UK. We're convinced of it. The reason for that is this is a 2012 12 plate, and she's covered just 1600 miles from new. And hopefully you can get an indication in this glaring bright sunshine of exactly how immaculate this bike is. So she's a 2012 12 plate and was originally sold by us 4 years ago, back in 2014, as a 2-year-old bike with just 800 miles on the clock. So she's recently returned to us from our existing customer David, who's managed to rack up an incredible 800 miles more over the last 4 years, resulting in what we believe is the lowest mileage this model R6 in the UK. I'm sure somebody will put me straight on that at some point, but we believe it is, and as I say, we're almost convinced that this has got to be the cleanest example of an R6 anywhere. It really is as close to perfect as one could possibly expect a second-hand bike to be. It's always been garaged, always been kept under a dust cover, always been kept on an Optimate charger, and the previous owners just made some very subtle improvements. It is largely a standard bike, but you can see there that we've got some crash bungs, and we've also got some gold adjustable levers, span adjustable levers, and she's also fitted with a meter alarm, as she was when we sold her 4 years ago. But other than that, she's a standard bike, and as you can see if we do some close-ups, and I know I'm probably harking on a little bit now, but this really is an absolute stunner. Just look at those exhaust downpipes. Absolutely no sign of ever being subjected to any kind of moisture, let alone peppered with rainwater or salt from the roads. As you can see, the wheels are unblemished. Even if you look at the brake discs, the cleanliness of the brake discs on the bobbins there, and the wheel hub. So we've got fully adjustable front forks, as you can see, with those radial mounted brake calipers there. Forks adjustable for compression and rebound. As is the rear suspension. And again, just take a look at that. I mean, that is, it's almost like it's just been pulled out of a crate for delivery, this bike. Again, do some close-ups there on the standard exhaust. We've got some paddock stand bobbins there as well at the back. And again, just some close-ups on the paint finish on the rear wheel. Absolutely lovely. Now, despite the fact she's only done 1600 miles, she is fitted with a brand new rear tyre. Unfortunately, in the small amount of mileage that Dave managed in the 4 years he owned the bike, he did actually manage to pick up a puncture, which is very unfortunate, but fortunate for the new owner, because as you can see, we've got a brand new rear tyre on there. And again, if we just do some close-ups on the rear, absolutely no marks or scratches on the swing arm. Even down to the collector box and the heat shield above it. Such a beautiful looking bike. It really didn't take a lot for us to agree to bring this bike back in. And again, it's a really nice contrast between the gloss painted sections of the fairings, upper and lower, and then the matte, the diagonal matte section across the middle, which really breaks it up quite nicely. And the same on the tank, predominantly a beautiful metallic gloss black, and this matte front tank section, front tank cover. So we've got a 6-year-old bike with 1600 miles. This is a 2-owner machine, and she's also been serviced twice, and ironically both those services were carried out by ourselves. So she's just been serviced again by us at 1600 miles with fresh brake fluids as well. And you'll see the instrument panel do its self check, and you can see the mileage there is 1639. Disconnect the alarm. Not the noisiest bike, bearing a standard Yamaha exhaust, but I think that actually appeals to some people who don't necessarily want to be the centre of attention. But a cracking little bike. I think Yamaha claim about 133 brake horsepower, which obviously comes, you know, right up the at the upper rev limit of the bike, which incidentally the tacho goes round to 18,000, but realistically the rev limits will cut in about 15,800 RPM. But for those of you that have ridden a bike like an R6 and used all the revs, it really is, it's spine tingling. By the time you hit the rev limiter in second or third gear on one of these, it really does send a shiver down your spine. It's incredible. The noise is absolutely fantastic. Give that exhaust just a throttle a quick blip. go. So being the 2012, or being a 2012 plate, this is the facelifted version of this particular model of bike. So we've got the variable inlet trumpets, we've got ride-by-wire throttle, and as described by Motorcycle News in their review, some of the best mass-produced suspension and on any production bike that they'd tested at the time, which I think is a huge accolade, because I think so many bikes the focus tends to be on the engine output, and as we all know that any idiot can ride fast in a straight line, but the time is made up in the corners, as they say. So fabulous bike to ride, fabulous bike to look at, and in our opinion, as I say, possibly the cleanest, lowest mileage example of this Model R6 in the country. She's a 2012 Yamaha YZF R6 with 1600 miles, meter alarm, crash bungs and span adjustable levers, just serviced by ourselves, and this bike's available at 6995. I hope you enjoyed the video.